audio portrait for rural women radio stories.
Мен Medetbek Kyzy Aida. Учурда 24 жаштамын. Suusamyr өрөөнүндө Kojomkul айылда турам.
My name is Medetbek Aida. I'm 24 years old. I live in the village Kojomkul in the Suusamyr Valley. The Suusamyr Valley is an alpine area located 3,500 meters above sea level. The living conditions are very difficult, and the winter here lasts for 6 months. I was born and raised here, where I lived with my parents until the age of 14, when my mother died of an illness. She had epilepsy, but the trouble didn't end there. Exactly 1 year later, my father died of high blood pressure. I was 15 years old at the time, having lost the most important people in the family. My elder brother and sister and I became orphans. And after that, I immediately left our parents' house and went to live with my relatives in the capital.
Андан кийин ошол атам менен апамды жоготкондон кийин 9-классты бүтүп эле шаарга кетип калдым. Себеп дегенде алар жок.
I decided to go to college after the 9th grade. While the rich children paid to get in, I passed all the exams with my knowledge. Becoming a teacher was my most cherished dream, and I was very glad to start studying. When I finished the 1-year course, I returned to my native village for a holiday, and then I was kidnapped.
Ошол кыялымды аткаруу үчүн ошол окууга тапшырдым. Ошентип 1-курсту бүткөндөн кийин 17-ге жаңы чыккан кезимде айылга келгенде
I was forced to marry the man who kidnapped me and whom I had never seen. I came back home, but the following day, all the older and authoritative people of the village came to persuade my relatives and I to return to the husband. It was really difficult for me because I was without parental protection and affection, and I thought maybe this husband would give me everything that my parents could no longer give me. I was 17 years old, so I started living with my husband's family and my mother-in-law. A year later, I had a daughter, and after a year, I had another son. I didn't finish my college studies.
Жашаганыбызга 3 жылга жакындап калганда билип, бирок билсем дагы баягы балдарымды жетим калтырбаш үчүн мен чыдап жашадым. 1 жылга чейин аракет кылдым. Балким күйөөм ошол балдарын
In the beginning, we were happy. As in every family, there were quarrels sometimes. But after 3 years, I found out that my husband's family was from another religion. I am a Muslim, and my husband began to force me to pray differently and not to recognize Allah. Every day, they tried to convince me to change my religion. I really hoped that at least my husband would support me, but I was wrong. My mother-in-law started to reproach me, reminding me that I was an orphan. She really upset me. One day, I decided to leave, and I went to my parents' house to my brother. Then I filed for divorce, but my husband never came and did not call to live together.
Өз турмушумдун арабасын өзүм айдап баштадым.
The first months after our divorce were very difficult, but my brother and his wife helped me. I started to work as a primary school teacher, so life went on. A year later, there was a big concert in the village with the support of an upper council deputy, and I was the presenter. After the concert, I received several work proposals from the deputy, the local government, and other individuals. They gave me advice, and it encouraged me to write projects and become an activist within the village. I became Deputy Konushbaev's assistant. I started writing a project for school children, Ground for Clever. I found a sponsor to support my project.
КТРК каналына барып ошого уруксат алып ушундай өткөрөлүү Suusamyr өрөөнүнө. Анан бизден чыккан окуучуну ушул акыл өрдөгө катышканга
I am interested in politics, and decisions in the village are very important to me. Last year, I participated in the local council elections as a candidate. At school, I am currently working not only as a teacher, but also as head of an educational unit. I am the school's youngest employee. It is the second year that I have been working as the anchor of a radio quiz called School Parliament at Suusamyr Community Radio. I feel much stronger and positive now. I am ready to actively participate in all of the village's activities. I am concerned about women living in rural areas who cannot defend their rights and are subject to domestic violence. What I want to stress is that rural women and women who were once subject to violence are the strongest. They're the most beautiful, and they have all the power necessary. They must only decide to fight against inequality.
Балким тренингтерди өтөмбү аларга силер күчтүүсүңөр аял заты, силердин укугуңар бар, силер мынтсеңер монтип өнүгөсүңөр деген баягы кеп кеңештеринди айтып, балким аларга жардам беремби келечекте ошондой.
In the future, I plan to hold training workshops for women. I am developing projects to improve and increase the capacity of rural women. My main objective is now to raise my children well, to give them the opportunity to study in the best schools and universities. I don't want them to experience what I went through as a child. I now live with my daughter and son, along with my older brother, and in the future, I plan to build my own house for my children.
Ушу эки балама үй алып, өз алдымча баягы жашоомду улантып кетсем деген бир чоң бир тилегим бар.
Audio portrait for rural women radio stories. A radio series produced by AMARC, World Association of Community Radio Broadcasters, with the support of the United Nations Entity for Gender Equality and the Empowerment of Women, UN Women.